Ahead on Q2, with classroom costs on the rise, one nonprofit looking to give back to Billings kids.
It's one of those things I love doing it with my kids, but I also dread it because it's a hit on the pocketbook for sure.
From crayons to pencils to backpacks, United Way launches its annual school supply collection drive. Plus, flames of fury.
It's just tearing through a bunch of sage and cheatgrass, so you have this fine continuous fuel that just carries it along.
Parts of the Grand Canyon on fire as a blaze tears through the park, burning close to 50,000 acres. And a farm of flowers is growing hope and love.
We just watched his light go out. We just watched him become depressed. We just knew that we had to do something.
One Montana man brightening his outlook on life and the days of others. The MTN 430 News starts right now. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Russ Riesinger. Sharpen those pencils, but watch your wallet. Back to school basics now average nearly $600 per child, up 24% since 2021. It comes at a time when 40% of Billings students rely on free or reduced lunch and hundreds are unhoused. MTN's Marcus Kakova shows us how United Way is working to fill backpacks this summer before classrooms fill up.
The need for school supplies is growing, according to United Way of Yellowstone County.
The need has increased. I mean, the cost of living, just the cost of supplies have almost like doubled. Last year we did a backpack distribution for the first time in conjunction with Family Service, and we had over 1,400 kids register.
The organization is collecting everything from markers to the backpacks they'll go in.
This is one of our backpacks for our Operation School Supply Drive that we're doing for the community.
All these small items add up in dollars and cents. They also leave a lasting impact.
That's the one that gets me the most. We fill up 2 or 3 of these during the school year and just write about our thoughts and our feelings for 10 minutes a day. And it was just, I don't know, I always liked it.
Sheila Veach works at United Way. She's a mom of 2.
I should start buying stuff now and little by little buying it throughout the school year. But, you know, busy mom, that doesn't normally happen.
But United Way President and CEO Andrew Conkle says in this case, it's important to stick with name brands, not budget materials, protecting students' dignity.
We really want to take away that stigma of, for the children that they feel when they are coming from a family that has those needs, and we don't want them to feel singled out.
Marcus Kakova, MTN News.
A former professional boxer accused of murdering a Billings woman on July 4th pled not guilty to a charge of deliberate homicide today. 40-year-old Anthony Ray Sullivan is accused of committing the crime while the woman's daughter was asleep in the house. According to charging documents, the young daughter told police she heard Sullivan arguing with her mother, 37-year-old Carrie Daly, around 4 in the morning. The girl says she heard her mom say, "I love you, I'm sorry," and then heard Sullivan say, "I'm sorry too, but I'm going to prison." Officers eventually found the woman's body inside a bedroom closet. She appeared to have bruises on her head, neck, and arms. Sullivan is being held on a $500,000 bond. And tonight, new information coming out on how Sullivan's arrest went down in Riverton, Wyoming. According to the Cowboy State Daily, a woman traveling north of Riverton on Highway 789 found a man lying on the ground of a traffic pullout in front of her RV. She says he was yelling that he killed his girlfriend and asking someone to call 911. The woman called police around 3:30 on July 4th. When arriving on the scene, deputies found Sullivan standing in front of a white Toyota SUV. Wyoming Highway Patrol troopers recommended a charge of driving under the influence, and he was then arrested.
Check out the contrast in the temperatures. We've got 90s across Montana and northern Wyoming, really seeing the heat into the southeastern corner of the state. Meanwhile, how about 50s, 60s, low 70s across Canada? Rain showers have been heavy around Calgary. So as we switch over and show you our satellite radar mix, there's where the cold air is continuing to move in, that line of rain in behind it. And already with the heat of the day, seeing some active weather coming off the mountains here of southern Montana and northern Wyoming. Some small hail and a lot of gusty winds expected with these storms as they continue this evening. A transition in the weather is going to be sharp, much cooler and wetter conditions as we get into the next 48 hours. Details on the forecast coming up.
Fires are burning out of control at one of the most visited national parks in the U.S., the Grand Canyon. The canyon's north rim is now shut down because of two fires fueled by extreme heat and dry conditions. Officials say the white sage fire has grown to almost 20 times its size in just 5 days, with another fire that has destroyed at least 50 structures, including a historic lodge. Ian Lee is tracking the latest.
Air tankers are trying to slow the spread of the white sage fire, which officials say has grown to almost 20 times its size in just 5 days. It's one of two fires burning at the Grand Canyon.
It's just tearing through a bunch of sage and cheatgrass, so you have this fine continuous fuel that just carries it along.
Flames broke out on the canyon's north rim Wednesday, fueled by extreme heat and dry conditions. This is as close as we can get to the white sage fire. You can see there are fire vehicles moving in that direction. Hundreds of people are fighting this fire. You can see plumes of smoke in different areas. The fire is moving in a northeast direction, but they are facing a perfect storm of fire conditions. It is hot. It's pushing 100 degrees. The humidity is low, and there is a wind taking it. One official told me that they can't attack it direct on. They said it's like a tsunami of flames, so they're attacking it from the sides, trying to corral it of sorts to send it off into the desert. Sweeping through another part of the North Rim is the Dragon Bravo fire. It destroyed the historic Grand Canyon Lodge, one of approximately 50 to 80 structures that have been lost so far.
You know, one day your house is there, the next it's not. So that's really tragic.
The U.S. Forest Service says lightning is believed to have started both fires. Ian Lee, CBS News, Fredonia, Arizona.
Senator Rand Paul, who chairs the Homeland Security Committee, released a scathing report today, highly critical of the Secret Service for the Butler shooting in 2024. President Donald Trump was grazed in the ear by a bullet while one rally-goer was killed and others were injured. Paul says no one has taken accountability for being in charge of the building the shooter climbed onto, and says assets were requested at least 4 times before the day of the rally. Then Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle says under oath that no assets were requested in advance. Paul also says no one has been fired in the year following the attack and only 6 disciplinary actions were taken. President Trump has said he has confidence in the Secret Service and dismissed it as a bad day for them. President Trump held a phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky this afternoon after he announced a deal to send billions of dollars of weapons to Europe. Most of that will make its way into Ukraine, either directly or through NATO partners. Erica Brown has more details.
During a meeting with NATO's Secretary General Monday, President Trump announced a new deal with European allies to provide Ukraine with more weapons to protect itself against Russia.
This is billions of dollars worth of military equipment is going to be purchased from the United States, going to NATO, etc. And that's going to be quickly distributed to the battlefield. Ukraine will take it up.
The weapons will include Patriot missiles for Ukraine to defend itself against repeated Russian aerial bombardments. President Trump has grown increasingly frustrated with Russia's attacks while he pushes to end the war.
We actually thought we had probably 4 times the deal. I mean, you were called and we said, this looks good. And then the deal wouldn't happen because bombs would be thrown out that night and you'd say, we're not making any deals.
In addition to sending more weapons to Ukraine, the president is working with congressional leaders on a bill to increase sanctions against Russia.
They said they'll have it as quickly as I need it. So we'll see. We're talking to him. In fact, John Thune's coming over later on to talk.
The bill, which has bipartisan support in both the House and the Senate, would impose sanctions on countries that purchase oil from Russia, including Brazil, China, and India, which could face a 500% tariff on goods imported to the U.S.
We're going after the people who keep Putin in business, and additional sanctions on Russia itself. This is truly a sledgehammer available to President Trump to end this war.
While President Trump has not yet committed to supporting the bill, Monday he threatened additional tariffs on Russia if they don't agree to a peace deal in 50 days. Erica Brown at CBS News, the White House.
The European Union says it will hold off on hitting the United States with retaliatory tariffs until at least August. That comes after President Trump said the EU will be hit with a 30% tariff on its goods as of August 1st. The commission says they want to give negotiations every chance to succeed, but warn that they have countermeasures up their sleeve worth roughly $25 billion. One Montana man is brightening days from the ground up. Connor Barnard is using flowers to restore light in himself, and now he's sharing that joy with others. In tonight's Montana Egg Report, MTN Cynthia Carranza takes us to Millay and Meadowlark Flower Farm.
Where beauty comes from can surprise you. What was once just empty land is now Millay and Meadowlark Flower Farm. Hannah Johnson's wedding
That's so pretty.
is just one day away.
I love it.
And then these are all your bud vases? And her bridal vision for her floral arrangements are coming to life.
They nailed it. So glad I just kind of let them take the creative freedom, because I couldn't have imagined anything nicer.
The flower farm isn't just bringing dreams to life.
We already planted one.
It's changed the life of its helping hands too. And Connor Barnard? Well, he's the reason the flower farm exists today.
They do.
Jennifer Barnard created the flower farm as a way to provide work for Connor. The transition between school and adult life was not easy for Connor, who was born with Down syndrome and is mostly nonverbal.
We just watched his light go out. We just watched him become depressed. We just knew that we had to do something.
What started as a mission to help her son has blossomed into a labor of love for all of Missoula to enjoy.
It is really incredible to watch people light up.
But it's not just the guests. Flowers look good on Connor too. He works at the flower farm weeding, planting seeds, and making flower arrangements.
I wouldn't ever have thought that Connor would want to, go out and harvest flowers because he wants to put an arrangement together. Not because I need him to help me make bud vases.
And after a 5-year journey of quietly growing, Millay and Meadowlark Flower Farm is now offering on-farm events for the summer, including U-Picks, where customers tour the farm and pick out their favorite flowers to keep.
Things just fell into place. It's a long story, but every little step just kept leading us here to doing something with flowers. I can't even explain it. It's just really divine.
So when the customers or brides walk away with their flowers,
I'm just grateful for such a sweet family to help be a huge part of our special day.
Jennifer wants them to know each one was planted with purpose.
I just hope that they feel like how much love and intention went into providing this thing.
In Missoula, Cynthia Carranza, MTN News.